So, how's the new camera? I got myself a new face cam, as you guys can probably tell. Hopefully this is gonna be better than my last one, which was more expensive, by the way, and this one's cheaper, and it looks like to be even better than before. So, I don't know. Elgato, you gotta lock in, brother. You gotta lock in, but this one, it seems to be better. Hopefully this will help me make streams better and to make videos very quickly, because before I just used to have my iPhone record me. But now I have this camera, which if you guys are a fan of, please let me know in the comments so I know that this camera is really good. But with that out of the way, what is up, Poppy fans in the Ring Army? My name is Nized, they're Anthony, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm bringing you guys something a little bit different than usual. I want to talk about Poppy Playtime collaborations. As you guys know, Poppy Playtime or Mob Entertainment had a bunch of huge collaborations last month. October 2025 was definitely the month and year for Poppy Playtime. We had the Fortnite collab, the Minecraft and Rocket League collab. Not even just for collabs, we got chapter 5 information, the announcement, some gameplay footage, some screenshots of the chapter. It was just a big month. And now that we're closer to 2026, it is time to basically calm down with all the Poppy Playtime stuff, and I wanted to give you guys this video that I wanted to do for a while now, and that is what collaborations I would like to see for Poppy Playtime. I know a bunch of people would like this first idea, but the second idea, I don't really see many people talk about it. But it is definitely something I would really want to see one day, and I will be surprised if we do see it. If it actually happens, of course. But before we get into that, if you are new here to the channel and are a fan of Poppy Playtime, leave a like on the video to show support and to help it reach out to other Poppy fans out there. And if you are new here, why not subscribe to join the Ring Army and to help us reach our goal of 70,000 subscribers. We are very close, and I know we could hit it this year. So I'd really appreciate your support. Anyway, let's get right into the video. So my collaborations I would love to see with Poppy Playtime. Well, first of all, Fortnite already took the cake because, as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Fortnite, and when Poppy Playtime collabed with Fortnite to bring us Huggy Wuggy into the game, it was already big for me. It was already a big collaboration, and it definitely helped Poppy Playtime's image, and it showcases that Mob Entertainment is very open to collaborations. And what I mean by fixing or helping Poppy Playtime's image is because most people see it as just like another content farm horror game, you know, and people don't really take it seriously. But after chapter 3 and 4, I can definitely say that Poppy Playtime is now looked upon more. Not just from only the younger audience, but now we're getting more love from the adult audience. Because Poppy Playtime is looked upon more from children than adults and teenagers. But like I said before, after chapter 3 and 4, it definitely got the attention from more adults and teenagers, which is a good thing, and I hope chapter 5 does it even more. So when Huggy Wuggy and Poppy Playtime made its way into Fortnite, it was a huge deal. Next to the Minecraft collab, which is one of my favorite collabs of all time with Poppy Playtime. Actually, before we get into my first collaboration idea, let me take a sip of this G Fuel. Whew, that is actually very sweet. That was actually a good way to start today's sponsor. As you guys know, I am officially partnered with G Fuel, the company that is here to bring you guys all the energy that you need while gaming. It has been here for over 10 years now, and I'm surprised that many of you guys still haven't tried it yourselves. G Fuel Energy is a sugar and crash-free drink that has tons of flavors and collaborations with a bunch of your favorite shows and movies. For example, like this Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Demon flavor. It has so many other flavors, including a Poppy Playtime one. And did you know that if you use my code Nized at checkout, you get 20% off your entire order. So if you want to try out G Fuel for yourself for the first time, or if you want to try another flavor that you wanted to try, I'd really appreciate it if you can use my code Nized at checkout for 20% off your entire order. Thank you, G Fuel, for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get right into my collaboration ideas. So the first collaboration I would really want to see one day happen with Poppy Playtime is a collaboration with Dead by Daylight. If you guys didn't know, Dead by Daylight is the highest and most popular horror multiplayer game out right now, and it has been for many years, almost a decade actually, and it's one of the main games I often play. If you play Dead by Daylight yourself, who do you main? Killer and Survivor. I main Ghostface, Springtrap, and Oni. And if you guys didn't know, I made a concept video on how the doctor from Poppy Playtime could work as a killer in Dead by Daylight. I explained the perks and the ideas that I had for his power in the video, including the map and the skins for the doctor, and the Yarnaby Easter egg. So I highly recommend you checking out my concept video of the Doctor, I will leave the link down in the description. So in the video, I explain on how the Doctor from Chapter 4 could work perfectly as a Dead by Daylight killer. Now with FNAF in Dead by Daylight, officially, it goes to show that Dead by Daylight or Behavior is very open to collaborating with a bunch of other horror games. Specifically, like in the indie department, I know FNAF is not really indie anymore, but like in that department, you know, FNAF, Poppy Playtime, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Hello Neighbor, like, you know, all in that department. Not like in the whole horror icon, you know, department like Ghostface, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, you know, like that department. And with the Fortnite collaboration that Mob Entertainment did, it goes to show that Mob is also very open to collaborate with big games. So I wouldn't be that totally surprised if Mob Entertainment collabed with Behavior to bring like some sort of Poppy Playtime character into Dead by Daylight, which they'll probably maybe, you know, implement Huggy Wuggy, but for me, Huggy Wuggy is too tall. I know I said the same thing in one of my videos before the Huggy Wuggy skin came into Fortnite, but Fortnite made it work, but that's completely different in my opinion. Dead by Daylight mostly focuses on the actual look of the character, height-wise as well. They even made Chucky work. They made a little tiny doll work in Dead by Daylight, you know, and people was worried about the height, you know, problem with the height of Chucky, and they made it work. But with Huggy Wuggy, I feel like he is too tall because the actual character Huggy Wuggy is like 18 feet tall, I believe, or 14, 18, I think he's 18 feet tall. But I feel like the Doctor is the perfect candidate because he is mostly known to be the main antagonist of the whole Poppy Playtime universe. Next to the prototype, but we don't know how he looks just yet. Height-wise, physical-wise, you know, we don't know how he looks like, so I don't know how, you know, people would expect the prototype to be added unless if we do see the prototype in Chapter 5, I would maybe they would add the prototype into Dead by Daylight, but even then I feel like the Doctor would be better since the Doctor is a more physical shape as a human or like a monster that works in Dead by Daylight. Like for example, the Demogorgon on Dead by Daylight, they made him work because he has the physique of a human, and the Doctor also has one as well. But Huggy Wuggy is more iconic than the Doctor, I know, but he is just too tall to be, you know, shrunken down to be at the same height as, like, you know, the Oni, for example. So a Poppy Playtime Dead by Daylight collaboration is on the top of my list on my wants for collaboration. So if that ages well and we do get an announcement of a Poppy Playtime chapter for Dead by Daylight next year or in a few years, please come back to this video and say, like, in the comments, I don't know, Huggy Wuggy does the greedy in Dead by Daylight or something. I don't know. Something's Dead by Daylight related, you know, that would be really funny. But yes, that's my all-time requested collaboration next to Fortnite, but Fortnite actually did do it, so now it's Dead by Daylight. And now for the second collaboration, which is, you know, it might be a big reach, you know, it might not happen ever, but hey, we never know. We never know. With the Poppy Playtime movie coming in the next few years, you know, we never know how it would perform in the box office. We don't know if it's gonna bomb or succeed, but the fact that Poppy Playtime is getting a movie is just insane already. So why not have a Halloween Horror Nights house? Hey, FNAF got one. The Last of Us got one, and that's a TV show and a game. It's not as popular as FNAF, for example, but it is still a beloved game, and they got their own house like 2 years ago. Even I went to The Last of Us house. I go to Horror Nights every year. Five Nights at Freddy's got a house as well, but, you know, of course, with the whole movie and all, but hey, now that Poppy Playtime's getting a movie too, I would love to see Poppy Playtime get a house at Horror Nights, right? Like, who wouldn't? Imagine going into the house and it's a whole Playtime Co. set or replica and just see big animatronics of Huggy Wuggy, Mommy Longlegs, Dog Day, the Doctor, you know, like, that'll be sick. I believe this will make Poppy Playtime stand out to a lot of people more than ever because Horror Nights is a very big event that gets, like, a lot of people attending, a lot of celebrities go there, a bunch of big people go to Horror Nights because it is a very big, loved event that a lot of you guys probably know about. This happens at Universal Studios at both Florida and I believe Japan and here in California. I live in LA, so you guys will probably see me again next year at Halloween Horror Nights here in Universal Studios Hollywood. So if Poppy Playtime does get a house one day, you'll probably see me there a lot. Like, imagine one day seeing Huggy Wuggy be a part of this. Look at this. It shows all the characters of today's or this year's Halloween Horror Nights. There's Freddy Fazbear with Art the Clown and Fallout and Jason Voorhees. And imagine Huggy Wuggy being there beside them. That would be awesome. But yeah, that's my second collaboration that I would love to see, you know, is sometime in life. If it does happen, that would be amazing, and it will definitely make Poppy Playtime stand on its own with a huge loved reputation, which it does now, but I feel like a lot of people will love it just as much as FNAF. Like, I believe, I don't know, but Poppy Playtime is definitely close to FNAF level of love. You know, the Poppy Playtime is redeeming itself from like the whole content farming and, you know, and of course past history, but it's still, you know, it's still big, it's still climbing, and people love seeing Poppy Playtime succeed more and more, especially with the Fortnite collaboration. Many people were loving that Poppy Playtime made it in before FNAF did, and like, that's incredible. With all the memes and all this love and support for Huggy Wuggy's skin, like, it was incredible to see. So imagine Poppy Playtime getting a Halloween Horror Nights house. That'll be very, very huge for Mob Entertainment. And that's pretty much it. I could probably think of more collaboration ideas, but Fortnite was definitely my first one, but now it's Dead by Daylight, and of course Halloween Horror Nights, which that one's probably never gonna happen. If it does, then lovely, but Dead by Daylight is probably because one, it's a game, and two, that game loves getting big IPs and getting big iconic horror icons, you know, and Poppy Playtime could fit in it since FNAF, you know, officially got a chapter, so I don't see why not a Poppy Playtime monster can make it in. And I know Mob Entertainment is very open to collaborations, so, you know, I would love to see Dead by Daylight get a hold of Huggy Wuggy or the Doctor, that I would prefer, honestly, but we're gonna have to wait and see if it does happen in the future. What do you guys think about my 2 collaboration ideas or wishes? Would you like to see Poppy Playtime collaborate with Dead by Daylight and Halloween Horror Nights? Leave all your thoughts in the comments. Anyways, that's all I have for today, everyone. Hopefully you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new here to join the Ring Army. My name is Nized, and I'll speak to you guys on the next run.